What is good, everybody? Welcome to Team COG here, guys. We're coming at you guys here with a new announcement and a video. In-person YCSs are back. As you guys can see here, I have the events pulled up. We are actually going to be having in-person events, and that is so awesome. There was a little bit of this hinted to a while back. I'll get into that here in a second, but before I continue on, please remember, guys, if you guys want to help support the channel, check down the links down in the description below. Check out our YouTube membership, become a Patreon, hit that subscribe button so you never miss whenever I go live, and all that fine jazz. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it. So months ago, or maybe like not even months, maybe 2 months ago, maybe, there was a leak on Zodiac Duelist that showed that we are supposed to be having a YCS in Pasadena. It was quickly taken down once the community got their eyes on it. So then that made us wonder, well, maybe are we really supposed to have this? Was this something that Konami had already pre-planned and just, forgot to cancel? So then it disappeared and it kind of fell off into silence. And then today, guys, today of all days, October 26th, we get the confirmation that we are having YCS Pasadena and then the YCS Utrecht in the Netherlands. So as you guys can see right here, YCS Pasadena is actually happening. There are some requirements before you go. So, before you decide to truck it on down there, make sure that you are pre-registered and that you have proof of your full vaccination or a negative COVID test before you go into this event. So this was kind of suspected. Konami's been really strict on these, the COVID regulations, stuff like that. In fact, this is the first live event that we're having, and regionals are still going to be remote. They're still pushing remote duels, all this fine stuff. So you can be safe and be healthy. However, I'm just going to keep my medical opinion aside from this video, because that's not what this video is about. I totally get their reasoning for this, so if that keeps you from going, that keeps you from going. However, if not, I'm going to try and make it to this. I live exactly, I think, 12 or 15 hours away from Pasadena, so me and the boys are trying to figure out what is the correct way to go. Should we fly? Should we drive? What are we going to do? So anyway, this is huge, guys. I cannot stress this enough of how big of importance this is to us as a community. We've been stuck in this limbo where locals are finally just opening up. Prior to this, there was either no gameplay or you played remote duels. And even though I am a huge advocate for remote duels, there are some flaws. There was, definitely some flaws that the remote duels had. And of course, we saw that on the big screen of the live streaming of the Konami events, such as the extravaganza and all that fine stuff. They are some, things that can happen. However, with that being said, this is fantastic. This is the first step in the correct path to get competitive play going again, to where, if you feel comfortable leaving your house, or you have locals that are close to you that you can go to, you can start finally going to these things. And YCS is just the first. I'm actually quite surprised YCS is the actual first. I'm surprised they didn't start with regional smaller things and move up to YCSs. But I mean, it's something, maybe Konami's, a step's a step regardless of which order it goes in. So we're starting with YCSs. That means probably after this year, maybe, depending on how the world situation goes, we could potentially see a movement into regionals being in person. And I truly believe that Konami, remote duels are here to stay. I do, because remote duels reach out to so many people who don't live close to locals. So all these remote duels and these remote locals, all these are going to be accessible. I still think even after competitive play, or live competitive play, I should say, reopens back up to the community. But I can tell you, I'm super excited for this. One of the major things I was missing was the driving and the traveling to all these new places. When I started getting into the game, that was one thing I had told my wife, is that I was going to be able to travel and go to all these different states and do all these different things. And we did that for quite a while. We did that before COVID hit, then COVID hit, and then it was just kind of we couldn't really go do anything. My locals was shut down. I live far enough from my locals already. There wasn't a locals around me. So remote duels became the next best thing. And like I said, for the second time in this video, I'm a huge advocate for remote duels. But again, this YCS is amazing. I do recommend trying to get, if you're not vaccinated, you want to go get vaccinated, or get that negative COVID test if you don't want to get vaccinated. Just sign up. We need to get to this event, guys. This is a calling. Show that the game is still alive. We're still doing better. There's so many other games out there that just took a crippling kick to the nuts because of COVID. So we need to prove to the world, or the TCG community, that YuGiOh was not like that. Despite everything that's happened, we can do it. But just, be safe, be careful, guys, when you decide to do this. There is going to definitely bring hand sanitizer. I always keep some Germix close by me. Bring a mask. Just bring all this stuff, just because, you never know what you might encounter. medical Charles is going to pop in here. So just because you are vaccinated and just because you pop a negative COVID test does not mean you probably or someone's not going to make it in with that asymptomatic. Being vaccinated does not mean you're safe, does not mean you can't get it. Negative COVID tests, I've had multiple COVID tests come back as false positives and as false negatives. The people are totally asymptomatic, so just be safe and be healthy. Bring your Germ-X, bring your mask, try to limit your interactions with other people, because guys, it's real. It is 100% real, and we don't want the first YCS to be like on the news how like 300 people caught COVID, right? So just be safe, be wary, try to keep as much distance as you can, which is going to be kind of crazy to say because you're in like a convention center crammed full of sweaty nerds. And now it's not only going to be crammed full of sweaty nerds that stink, but also sweaty nerds that stink that might have COVID. But yeah, just remember guys, be safe when you do this. Keep your distance, keep your mask on. If you need to, after every round, step outside, get fresh air, do whatever you need to, because your safety is more important. And even though I'm hyping this up, trying to tell you guys, go to this event, be safe. Don't go if you're in jeopardy of catching COVID. If you are like, high risk, you probably shouldn't go to this. Not till we get a feel of it. Like I said, this is the first event, and this is not only like such a huge thing, but it's also very important on the side of like the health factor. If this goes bad, events will probably not continue after this. So we want this to go good. So just be very cautious when moving forward into this. But other than that, guys, I really don't have any much more to say here. Outside of like, I am super excited. Me and my friends have already been trying to figure out how we're going to get to this. Are we going to fly down, get a hotel, Uber? Are we going to drive down? And then a lot of my friends are like contemplating if they want to go or not. I want to go so bad that I'm willing to drive my Jeep down and stay in my Jeep because, Jeep life, live in your Jeep, and just to go to this event and everything. So are you guys excited? Are you guys going to go? What are you most excited for to see back at the YCSs? Because we haven't had one in so long. There's so many different events they hold on. What are you just excited to see? What decks do you think are going to be there? Do you think we're going to have, some sort of crazy representation that we shouldn't, that we never thought we'd see? Because the last time that we were supposed to have a YCS, Adamantipator was supposed to win it all, but we didn't. So Adamantipator is like the only best deck to never win a YCS. And these YCSs always have crazy like turnouts. In the fact of like, there's always one like rogue deck that comes in and takes it away, like World Chalice, Prank Kids, and like so many other ones have just kind of like come in, smack the cake, and then left, But anyway, guys, I'm done rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember, if you guys are planning to go to this, stay safe and stay healthy, and just in every day of your life, stay happy, stay healthy. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.